CoterraCoterra.com.
A question, Jim. Why is crude at 88, but once in a while I see a natural gas at 5.693974?
The last 2 years, energy has been by far and away the best performing sector in the market. Ever since crude oil briefly went negative in April of 2020, remember that? It's become a real juggernaut. Now, regular viewers know that there are a handful of players in the industry that we consider our go-to names. For instance, there's Chevron.
That's my favorite. Of natural gas and distillation of crude.
Just last week, people didn't like the quarter, and then the stock flew up anyway. We went for the Travel Trust and talk about it a lot at our morning meeting.
Buildings, how much crude, keep the machines running.
Exploration and production, E&P companies like Pioneer Natural Resources and Devon Energy, both of which
lead and silver
known as
is actually
bountiful
better.
Variable dividends. We recently bought Devon for the trust too. I think that's a great one. You should be following our meeting on Friday. We will talk about how good that is. Now, I'm even warmed up, frankly, to ConocoPhillips. It's snapping up Shell's assets in the Permian Basin. It got them for a song. And yes, you got my busting down Diamondback Energy, the real FANG, as it's similar to Pioneer and Devon.
Names
but
right
with
now.
more of a focus on buybacks rather than dividends.
Should be writing them down. I'll check
over
into
the
them
past
later.
few months, I've been hearing more and more about another option.
Always save this, go back to it if I
or
think
at least
it's
a new
boring.
name for an old company. I'm talking about Coterra Energy.
I was hoping for
now,
more
this is the
grammatics,
enterprise that was formed last fall when the old Cabot Oil and Gas, which is kind of a northern Pennsylvania company, basically, merged with Cimarex Energy. It's a company we've liked a lot. In fact, we just got a call from this one from Jay in Wisconsin a couple days ago, so I felt we should open the books about it. We've been meaning to cover Coterra for a while, and that question lit a fire underneath us. You know we're interactive. Had to be when I looked at it. I said, oh, man, this guy, our callers are so smart. Now, I got to admit, this one really is intriguing. Cabot and Cimarex joined forces. It was an all-stock merger. It makes it very similar to Pioneer and Devon, both of which completed all-stock mergers early last year. Now, Pioneer acquired Parsley Energy. It was a deal that closed just days after Devon completed its acquisition of WPX Energy. Remember, Rick Moncrief, who ran WPX, the spiller company, he became CEO of Devon. He's highly regarded. These transactions have worked out
bosses over
incredibly
there.
well. When you're
Fed
looking at what's
directors,
happening in tech,
big
you should be
names.
thinking, what was happening in the patch.
Not that I would say.
More importantly, the new Coterra speaks the same language as Devon and Pioneer. Now, in the old days, the oil industry was full of cowboys. They didn't care about production. They cared more about production than profitability. Every time the price of crude rallied, they drill like crazy, flooding the market with additional supply, pushing prices right back down. In recent years, though, many of these companies have adopted a new, more disciplined attitude. I've got to tell you, I never thought they'd do this. Thank heavens Rusty Brazil, our energy experts, convinced me it's really happening. See, rather than drill, baby, drill, the only thing they want to do is maximize cash flow generation in order to return that to you, the shareholders. And that's why Devon and Pioneer have been such incredible performers. Devon best last year. Coterra, symbol CTRA.
What I caught there was something of a set of the Fed used to give it to the richer because they could effectively do it instead of reigning over the civilians. Now, as shareholders, it doesn't reflect the entire nation, but the nation could put stock in it like that where that sets back over. Now, the problem in all that is other people's positions with what's going on in the market, given Alpha, Meta, and a few other things on the pressure, because Stoichi is going to be all about the ratios of those directors.
He's the terrific CEO of Cimarex, taking over as the CEO of the combined company. Dan Dingus, the CEO
Mine
of
rights is when you're doing stuff like this, like number of incidents or turnover rates, a company's success and design, because in itself it's a machine that works gear forces, which they drill into, and Earth don't play. This is not metal. This will wear down metal plates on gold miners, shaker pans, and weird things that you wouldn't expect to go through come up in terms of phase operators that absolutely wreck people into this game. You got to be used to them. A lot of them are crew, especially at the advanced level there. They pull so damn hard when they get good with numbers about that space, and anything else that you get in there doesn't pull hard enough.
Now,
you got to be a technical with knowing the.
Both Cimarex and Cabot saw their stocks get hit on the news.
Five-finger pump.
It's really curious, and then slid steadily over the following months. Wall Street couldn't get its head around why Cabot, a natural gas producer focused on the Marcellus Shale, would merge with a southwestern oil company like Cimarex.
Again, you know, it's the problem. I think when you look at what the map is and you're new in the market, you really shouldn't put anything in this kind of industry because they're like that. They're hard. They're great if they're moving because they have a great wave.
However,
if
even
they're
after this
moving.
rebound,
The
Qatar's
problem
only
is
run
use
from
that
14
time
and
to
change at its
figure out
August
where
lows
all
to
those
just under
those
$23 today.
shells are,
That's
those
a roughly 60%
methane
gain.
deposit,
But for
oil
reference, Devon is more
deposit,
than double over the same period.
copper deposit,
You know what?
gold
I think
deposits.
Coterra
It's
has
going to
some
help you
room to
go a
play
long
catch-up
way
here,
of
as
a
the
type
stock's
of
still
dimensional
up only a
analysis.
few bucks from where it
There are
was
a few
trading when the
names
big
in
merger
that
was
type
announced
of
last spring.
stoichiometric
Over the same
ratio,
period,
as
oil and
much
gas
as
prices have
Linden
surged.
Frost
This one is
or
under the radar screen.
others that could play it from
Coterra
the
itself has delivered
quantum
some solid results.
mechanical level, given any analytical, chemistry, physics, banking,
they
or
got caught
otherwise
with their
that
pants
kind
down
of
thanks to
says
some bad hedges that
those
caused a nasty
names.
revenue hit. That's what I was worried about. It looked like maybe they weren't doing that well. Still, Qatar gave bullish production.
Again,
guidance
let's
for the
say I
next quarter.
had
And
somebody
more
that could
important,
do
management told us they were
this, and I was in a
accelerating their variable
position at
dividend
board where I
rollout,
would be
which
I
originally
would be
wasn't supposed to begin
concerned
until the first quarter of this year.
about
Even better, rather than 50% of the free
what
cash
time
flow, they
work
decided
fraud
to give you
cases
63%.
at the board meeting
Combined
for
with a
the
regular
shareholder,
dividend, guess what? They
covering
gave
my
you a
index
30-cent
while looking
payout
for a
the
dip
third
that
quarter.
might be
Now, if
in
you
there.
analyze that number,
Now again, I'm not.
it's a 5.25%.
I just said
yield,
words.
and you know we're emphasizing yield on the show because the market's so volatile. So how does this stack up versus, say, Pioneer and Devon? The most important distinction is the mix of commodities.
Superposition.
Pioneer's
Some
60%
companies
oil,
are in the
Devon's
natural
about half
gas,
oil,
some aren't.
Qatar's
Depends on how
75%
they've been
natural
playing the
gas. Remember, natural
diagram.
gas is up
Not
very
to say
big
any
today.
of them are
With the
illegal
rest
as a
split
free
between
American to
natural gas
determine how to
liquids,
make money in a
NGLs, and
business.
oil. I don't really care for the
But then there's
NGLs.
some
This is
fundamentals
nat
about
gas
your
play.
security,
Now, at the
how
moment,
dangerous
given the
things
state of
are, the
both commodities
morality
and our
on the
existing
harassment
pipeline infrastructure,
contract,
I
from
would
all the
probably steer
things
you
that
more toward the oily
you
companies
need some
with the most
kind of
Permian
pull
basin
or
exposure.
natural
However, if
gravity
you start
to
hearing about
indicate
companies having trouble
of
getting
standard
energy out of the
cyclical
Permian due to
incidents or
supply glut or lack
photoelectric
of
effects
pipeline
that help
capacity,
you adjust
then
is this
Coterra
really
would get more
what
attractive
this
versus
is
Devon or
doing.
Pioneer.
Hopefully
Also, for
you've
the
been
long term, I
listening
think it
to
makes sense to be more
Jim's
bullish on
crew
natural
keeping
gas. We keep building more
the
natural gas
models
export
of the
terminals. You
terminal
need massive
Q25
infrastructure
positions
to
they're
liquefy this
working.
stuff so it can be
You notice
transported.
them
But most importantly, don't
maybe
forget,
index a
Europe
word,
is
but you gotta be
hostage to
careful with
Russian
the
natural
wording.
gas.
Because in the
The
other end
only
of
way
it,
they can break
they don't
free
want to give it
anytime
up
soon
all
is
the
with
way either, and
liquefied
we
natural
wouldn't
gas
want
from
them
the
to
United States, but a
crack
lot
like
of it's
that. You
already
probably
going to
wouldn't see that,
to South
especially
Korea
from
and to Asia. There's
YouTube
not enough.
separator, let alone the
Cabot's got a
main
lot.
timeline
Cabot's
when
now
this would
Coterra.
hit
How
TV.
about these dividends? Give their estimated free cash flow
They
for the year
probably
and their stated
selective
payout
as
ratio.
much as
Coterra
change
could
things
support a
over
7% yield,
because
which
it's
puts
still
it
a
right between
bandwidth.
Devon
When we go
6.3
too
and
low on
Pioneer
that, then the
7.75.
LED don't work
Telling you
either.
guys, this is what the game's about. Where Coterra really stands out, though, is valuation. Oil analysts
Make
like
the
to look at
joke
a
in the
thing
mill
called the
about a piece of
enterprise
paper
multiple.
that's on the
That's
floor
the
when you walk by.
enterprise value to
Pick it up.
EBITDA ratio.
No,
Devon
don't
and
come
Pioneer
over
have
by me.
enterprise multiples of 5.6 and 6.1, respectively.
Damn.
Coterra is substantially cheaper. A lower number makes it better, and it's at 4.2. It doesn't hurt that they've
And
got
again,
the best
that's one
balance
of
sheet
those,
of the three.
you
This
pick
one,
it up. It's an L
this one
bracket.
is
It's
so
one of those
good.
things that would,
I don't know, I got
lose
a bullpen
people over.
in the charitable trust, because this is the kind of stock that makes it so you can sleep at night, as opposed to some of these technology stocks that have been reporting.
Remember, it's
The
not
bottom
just
line,
sleeping night.
when you're picking among
It's
oil
thinking
and gas
about where your
exploration production
tune's
companies,
still
I think
posted.
this
You know,
Coterra
if you
Energy
start
absolutely
losing your
now
shit
belongs
like
in
I
the
own a
menu.
house, I don't
I
own a
prefer
house,
oil
it's
to natural
blockchain,
gas,
and I
so
don't
I
know if
still
the
prefer
tomb that
Pioneer
I buried
or
myself
Devon,
up
which
before
our
is still going to be
charitable
there if
trust
I'm going
owners
to need
will
to
talk
sell
about
that
on
plot.
Friday.
That's that
But if you
kind of
like natural gas
instability
more,
or
or something changes
volatility, a
that hurts oil more than
superposition
gas, and you
phasing
think
in
this
and out
problem
of
with
what type
Germany is
of meta
intractable and Europe
reality
needs
you
our natural gas,
quantify to the real.
Coterra is the one you need to buy. Andrew in Wisconsin.
Well,
Andrew.
sometimes.
How you doing? How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing well, Andrew. How are you?
This is Andrew from Wisconsin, Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Booyah to you.
Thank you.
I would like to talk about Enphase. I'm telling you that's
Natural
a good
gas on
stock.
the pipes. No.
And I believe the quarterly report's coming out, and I bought it at 145.
Epsons, well, it's an
Went down to
Epsons for your
118.
black hole
I'm telling
generators,
you,
pipe
I
works,
really
and
think this is a
congruencies,
monster.
and
What do you think?
obviously they
Well,
get the
you know,
name.
Look,
I would
first I have to tell you,
be working
I've liked
on
Enphase for a very long
fundamentals.
time. I think it's the best solar play. But I know that some
Solar.
of the firms that I follow are saying that the
No, I
bounce
get
is
it.
over already.
Light receiving,
and you
light
have to be
emitting
careful. But I
diodes,
think if you
but
take
you
it, I know
just
this
can't have
sounds
an
like a
LED
cop-out, but longer-term view
with the
in
same
Enphase,
battery
this is really
source.
the only great
You will
way
it
to
will
play
work
solar
like a
to the home
capacitor
that I know
in
about.
a
So I
C
share
or
your
root
enthusiasm,
2
Andrew, and I
problem.
thank you. Let's go to Albert in Connecticut. Albert.
Hi, Jim. Thanks for taking my call. My
Of course.
kids want to say something to you.
Oh, man.
3B, 1B. He'll hit you
Thank
with
you.
with square
I
root of
learned
negative.
from you quite a while ago that whenever you see a chart, make a W pattern to buy it, which is exactly what I did 2
What's so
months
funny
ago.
about a kid? Look,
So with
square
an
root of
elevated
-1.
fix,
Oh,
fear
your
of
first
rising
day. You don't know what it
interest
is,
rates, and now
I.e.
Nick
But let's say
earnings
we all
and
assume
mega
that it
cap
was you
it would seem
messing
that
around, and
sentiment
you
could
knew
be
you messed
defensive for
around.
a
You
while.
know, you're
I know
pressed
your
a
preference
couple of
has been
days with
always
everybody in the
American
mill.
Electric Power,
If you
but
didn't,
the technical seems
root
better
2,
in my
negative
So
root 2.
going into earnings, I'd like to know how likely you
Normally,
think
you
utility
can fix
sector
the
will
I
be to
square root of
deliver good
-1. You
results,
get it, I get it,
specifically
you see it,
Con
you're
Edison.
normalized.
Okay, my problem
And then
with Con
there's
Edison
a
had much more
photon,
to do
gluon,
with
W boson, Z
politics.
boson, all
I
that
think
too.
Con Ed is great. I don't trust the state of
Conquest,
New York.
war,
Frank.
famine,
That's
pestilence,
one of
and
the reasons why I
death.
like American Electric Power.
Eagles,
because I
line, bulls,
trust the
chimeras
different
start
states that
jumping
they're in.
out, dancing
but look,
around
I've always
like
felt Con Ed
griffins.
as a company is terrific, and you will do just fine. And I think you've got the right attitude.
I missed
Thank
that
you,
last
Albert,
one.
Connecticut.
I totally
Right now, I prefer oil to natural gas. Okay, oil hitting highs, but natural gas going up too, which makes me still like Pioneer or Devon, which we own for the trust. But if you're keen on natural gas, you see how it's being exported to Asia and Europe. Well, you know what? Coterra is the way to go. That's the one you should be looking at. But for my money, my exclusive with Thermo Fisher, and after putting a top and bottom line beef for the fourth quarter, I'm checking up on the life science company with the CEO. You know it's been a big winner. Then not all disappointing earnings reports are equal. So I'm digging into Starbucks and PayPal and sharing the differences. And all your calls rapid fire in tonight's edition of the Lightning Round. So stay with Kramer.
I'm gonna have to get the milk too. Much I don't want to have to be in there. I wish I was just the one in there.